Parents, please do not neglect this video, especially mothers, even the fathers, the aunties, every family members. Please do not neglect this video, because after visiting the hospital a few days back for my son's physiotherapy, which was caused by also the same negligence, I saw a lot of children going through a lot. Children that are innocent children going through pains and all of that because of either mistakes, little mistakes from the parents or from the nurses or from the midwife. And you see these children going through a lot. Yes, I'm not saying that some of these things cannot happen naturally. Some of these issues are caused by some mistakes or negligence from the parents or from the nurses or from the midwives or from anyone around. And I want you to watch the end of this video, because in this video I'm going to be sharing those things you should never neglect after you put to bed, before you leave the hospital, and even at home. Those are the things I'm going to be discussing in this video. Please take it serious. Just do your own part and leave the rest to God. At least do your own part as a guardian, as a parent. At least this point I'm going to be highlighting will help reduce the menace. I believe it's going to help reduce the menace for as many that is going to be watching it or coming across this video and putting it into practice. It's going to help reduce this menace of children going through pains due to some negligence. So let's look at these points together. Those things you should never neglect or you should look out for after you put to bed, before you leave the hospital and when you get home. So first thing you should look out for when you put to bed is the skull of your child. Yes, normally when you put to bed, the skull doesn't close completely until 18 months. That's when you see it close, but it will just be a little deep. But when you see it open so much, even from the beginning to the end, and it's continuing to be there, it's not closing, this is a sign that you need to go and see a doctor. You need to do something about it. Don't take it for granted. It's not time for you to start running up and down. Your neighbor will tell you, hey, there's somebody in this place that is taking care of you. Oh, there's one traditional woman. Yes, all of those things might work. I'm not doubting it. But first, see a doctor and get their own advice before you start running to traditionalists. But see a doctor so that you won't regret it. Because the reason why I say you should take that child to the hospital, because some people will tell you that yes, it's not a doctor, it's not the hospital case, it's something of traditional and whatever. The reason why I advise you to see a doctor is it might be a sign of meningitis. And meningitis is a very deadly sickness that can damage the child's spinal cord, the brain. When the child head begins to enlarge, the cerebrospinal fluid will not be flowing where it's supposed to flow. It will start accumulating in the head. And you see, you have to go and do surgery and all of that. And I wouldn't want that for anyone. That is why I say you should see a doctor to make sure that it is not meningitis. Before you start running out or start going to other places that they will tell you is the right thing to do. That is why I say please see a doctor. But some person might come under my comment section now, oh, you know, that kind of thing, you need to see traditional people. That's the people that handle opening of brain. It is so fast, it happened to my child. Yes, I'm not saying it doesn't work, it works. But please see a doctor so that you'll be very sure there's no case of meningitis. And to avoid meningitis, there are some things you give this little one because they are still tender, they are still vulnerable. You might give them these things and their immune is not still strong, they are still tender, and it will introduce bacteria into their body. And before you know, meningitis will set in. Please check the skull, and when you see the skull, make sure you go and see a doctor. And the second thing you should look out for when you put to bed is you will also check the muscles of your baby. Usually when you get home, baby has gotten to 3 months, 2 months. You know, there's tendency that the child can stand, the legs can stand. When you raise the baby to stand, get the mom on your leg, you understand? Or when you keep the baby can sit. Baby start sitting from 3 months. Some children 3 months, 4 months, they're sitting down already. When you say your baby cannot even, the legs are always, when you stand baby, the leg will just be, cannot even stand on its own, on your body. When I mean stand, you know what I mean? When you keep your baby to stand on your body, you hold the child. When the muscles are so weak, it's also a sign you need to go and see a doctor about it. It was when I went to the hospital and some parents they were sharing their stories with me. Some of these things are the things they complain. The babies were not sitting well, they're not standing well, and they were going other places, so of coming to the hospital. So please check the muscles of your child. That's on that thing you need to look out for. Another thing you need to look out for your baby. Before you leave the hospital, ask the doctor, the nurse to help you check the tongue. Make sure there's no tongue tie. Yes, that the baby tongue is free before you leave the hospital. Even when you get home, when you are bathing your baby, use your clean towel to clean your baby's tongue. It also helps to open the mouth. Make sure you check for tongue tie before you leave the hospital. Don't just go like that. Another thing you should check, or tell your doctor to help you check, or your nurse to help you check, is you have to check for jaundice. Yes, very, very important. So jaundice is a very terrible sickness that can render a child non-productive, and no one wants that for a child. So please, before you leave the hospital, make sure the doctor check for jaundice. They might not tell you, except you request for it. So for you that know what you want, please ask for jaundice. Yes, I will ask to see a pediatric doctor You will check for the bilirubin to make sure that bilirubin level is normal. There's a story of a friend I met in the hospital. The condition of her child was caused by this jaundice. In the hospital, they said, it's not much. They finished treating. Take him home. Just put him under the sun. They put the child under the sun in the morning sun. The child will be crying. The first day she told me the child cried. Second day, the child is no longer crying, just there looking. That's how she rushed the child. The child brain has been messed up already. So please, I know that yes, we need to be very careful, do our own parts and leave the rest to God. Lastly, I would advise every woman to register in a good hospital. Don't just go and register under one nurse. There's one nurse in my area, she has been delivering women, that. What if there's an emergency case? There's a story of a woman too I met in the hospital. She was telling me that the baby, this one, she won't give birth in the hospital, and this happened. Even at home, there's some cases that deliver in one midwife house that is just at home, and the baby was stuck, needed oxygen, and that's how the baby brain was messed up. Yes, because when there's no oxygen at home, how are you going to put oxygen? When the baby needs oxygen and you don't need, there's no oxygen, what will you do? Even in some hospitals, they don't even have oxygen. When there's an emergency, baby brain will be messed up, and it will be another problem. So please register in a good hospital that has all the necessary equipment, so that when there's any emergency, they can run and handle that case immediately. And the next thing you should take note of is, make sure you don't joke with your routine drugs when you are pregnant as a woman. Please do not joke with your routine drugs. I'm very serious. Take your routine drugs adequately when you're supposed to take it. So folic acid, fasolate. When you don't take your routine drugs, especially folic acid, it exposes your child in the womb to a lot of things. So please take your routine drugs so that everything will form properly. Do your part, as I've said, and leave the rest to God. So another thing you should not joke with is, make sure you administer your children vaccine. Vaccinate your babies or your baby. Do the necessary vaccination. Don't joke, don't sleep on it. When you're supposed to vaccinate your child, take that child to the hospital and give the child the necessary vaccination. Thank God we have primary health care. But just be mindful of where you give that child the vaccine. With all of this, I believe most of this may now be reduced. Most of these things the children are going through will drop drastically. Do your own parts. And most importantly, please be prayerful. When you are pregnant, it is time for you to be prayerful. Even when you put to bed, you keep praying. Some of these things are not ordinary. Yes, I believe in spiritual realms. Some of these things are not ordinary. So we need to pray, take charge physically, spiritually. Please be prayerful as a pregnant woman. Pray for your child. Pray for yourself. And do your best. And I believe everything will be fine. So guys, I'm going to be ending the video here. Please, if you did find this video interesting, please do not forget to share to your loved ones. Please hit the subscribe button, because on this channel, we discuss a lot of interesting topics that will benefit you and your family. Do not forget to leave a comment. Thank you so much guys for watching. See you in my next video. I remain your girl Clara. Bye for now.